Then we can customize the product to their needs according to their infrastructure and way of life. To accomplish this, we need a big enterprise of not only scientists, but also it is crucial to involve politicians, businessmen with the right mindset, who care and they want to make a difference. This approach is the future for science, whereas from the start, science links to society. An example of this approach, I have started a company with my professor George Whiteside called Diagnostic for All. It's a non-profit company. We developed a unique type of sensor made very, very cheaply from a paper. It costs about 1 cent per sensor to make. It costs nothing, but it can help the poor people everywhere in the world. It can be difficult to help the third world countries and make profit for investor. It is extremely difficult. That's why we had to think carefully, and it takes great effort to fit our technology to a country from the start and to satisfy the investor needs. I believe that the Middle East has the power to put society and science hand in hand. The Middle East has the resources to do this. So it can work with this enterprise model and take the lead. Through money it gives to philanthropic companies, these companies can help customize science to the need of the Middle East and Africa for all to benefit. Because the result of this combination are simple and expensive product everyone can use. I would like to summarize. In this global, complex world, many parts chain the wheel of life. Scientists, businessmen, politicians, citizens, IT, biotechnology, oil, nanotechnology. Clearly, one science, one person, or one market cannot lead alone. Instead, I think the lead will be taken by people who bring diversity, who would stand out as a force. People who love a mixture, a range of jobs. People who create in people several skills. People who care, who don't have to wait for anyone else. And people who can break boundaries and make value in the 21st century. I believe all of us can take that lead. The true power is us doing it together. Thank you for listening.
You understand why I was impressed now. I'm sure you are all equally impressed. Now, time is slightly against us because of the wonderful events that took place a few moments ago. Wonderful though they were, they ate into the time, and I'm conscious of protecting your rights in that as well. So, with your permission, I will take two questions. I'd like to take one from over there, and I'd like to take one from here. And I'm going to go to that gentleman there. If you'd be kind enough to keep your hand up, sir. And just coming in from your right is microphone number 4. And just before you start, can somebody come down to microphone 6 from this side who will have the second question? Okay, but I'm coming to microphone 4 and the gentleman there first.
يحيى الجفري، شركة النهضة الطبية. سعيدين نشوف الدكتورة حياة في هذا المنبر ونتمنى لك التوفيق إن شاء الله. إيش نصيحتك لرجال الأعمال السعوديين؟ ما الذي تطلبينه منهم أن يغيروه؟ وإيش نصيحتك للفتيات السعوديات حتى يوصلوا لما وصلت إليه؟ شكرا.
Very good question. I'm a bit upset with the businessmen here, but doesn't mean that if you cannot correct that. I think science and technology, you need somebody with a vision. As I said in my speech, who care, he want to make a difference. Businessmen, I'm not asking for them to give money for free. As for example, the non-profit company we started at Harvard, you can sell the sensor for $1 for 500 million market, compare if you sell $10 sensor for only 5 million or 10 million. So you are making a huge profit. But in the same time, I would like the businessman think about what he wants to achieve. If he just only wants something for his own benefit without looking to his society, without looking to his people, then I don't call this a business. I can just call it like selfishness. I would like the businessman to really invest in ideas, to respect the human brain, and give a chance to the young generation to be creative and innovative.
Okay.
For women
Thank you,
to
sir.
be, sorry.
Last point, quick one though,
okay.
Only because of time.
For women to be like me, I think this dedication. I call myself like I loved what I want to do, and I follow my dreams. So everybody can follow their dreams. They can reach wherever they wanted to be.
I apologize for interrupting.
Is that right?
Microphone 6.
Hello, Dr. Hayat. This is Rania Salama. To follow up, I believe that the private sector must take the lead in funding the scientific research, with the government playing a key supporting role in promoting policies that encourage the innovation process. Locally, and after this long experience, what are the factors that governments have to take into account for an effective innovating strategy? Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed. So a brilliant question about the private sector, and an equally brilliant question now about the government and the state's role.
The government, in terms of, I think the government, what I think they should take the lead in within the educational system, within the start, from the start, when educating the young generation, because I don't want to just create a student and with the skills and there is no market for them. I want to create a generations with the skill that can create jobs for themselves, because all the direct discoveries around us, it started with 1 or 2 human beings who had the mentality to create things. So I think the government, I would like to see the government in terms of the educational process from the start. That can go hand in hand with the private sector, especially the private sector, if they have the trust in their own people, that they have high skill and they know how can generate a business. So I think the combination here, from the building, from the start, and the private sector, they have to have the trust as well to give the chance for this young generation who's brilliant and they want to do something for their society.
Ladies and gentlemen, my gratitude for your questions and your patience. Please join me in thanking a remarkable woman, a remarkable presentation, and strong answers as well. Dr. Cindy Hyatt, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. I'm just going to take a few seconds now to tell you where we are in terms of the agenda. We are next going to have a panel discussion led by my friend Salah Al-Turki, which is going to be looking at media questions. And we are asking that panel if it can try and keep to 20-25 minutes, just to try and recover a little bit of the time that we lost with the awards session. After that, we will then have a tea break. But I really, from the bottom of my heart, want to impress upon you now, because I remember the temptations from last year, do please take tea, but do please promise me that you will all come back. Because our final contribution this afternoon, I'm entirely biased because I think he is one of the truly remarkable men, most remarkable men I have ever met. It is Sir Richard Branson, who has changed so much, not only in commercial activities, and yes, he's made a good deal of money, of course he has, and should be proud to have done so, but he has given so much back in voluntary work, in charitable work, and in changing the way that we do our work. I would be heartbroken if you were so pressed that you felt after tea you had to be elsewhere. I would also venture to suggest to you, with humility, you would be wrong. May I now invite my friend Salah Al-Turki to come onto the stage and explain and lead the next session.
طلعكم هناك. طيب السلام عليكم. هذا شغال. طيب السلام عليكم. اولا احب اشكركم على الحضور. الثاني شيء انه هذا المنتدى ليس ملك الغرفة التجارية الصناعية في جدة، ولكنه ملك المدينة، يعكس رقي المدينة ويعكس حضارة المدينة. طبعا لابد أن تكون هناك لجنة تقوم على العمل. هذه اللجنة مكونة من سامي بحراوي وهيفا جمال الليل، دكتور محمد إخوان، والدكتور غازي بن زقر. هؤلاء هم الذين ساهموا في وضع البرنامج وساهموا في وضع الحوارات. وفي كل عام ننتقد بأنه ما نأخذ أفكار الناس، وأكثر من ينتقد الصحفيين. المرة هذه عزمنا 4 صحفيين رؤساء تحرير الوطن، المدينة، دكتور فهد عقران، عكاظ، وسعودي جازيت. للأسف حسام خاشقجي اليوم تعب شوية ما جاء، وعبد العزيز النهاري اعتذر الآن لأنه عنده برنامج فما قدر يحضر. الفكرة حنسمع من الأخوة رؤساء تحرير الصحف رأيهم في المنتدى من المحتوى، ومن ثم نسمع إجابات المشاركين الذين شاركوا على الموضوع، ونأخذ منكم 2 أو 3 ونترككم بعدين. في عندنا فقرتين باقيتين. أعيد وأكرر، هذا منتدى المدينة ليس منتدى الغرفة التجارية، هي فقط مشرفة عليه. وكما أشرفت وطلعت برنامج جدة غير، هي اليوم تسعى لوضع منتدى جدة الاقتصادي في محفل من المحافل الدولية. أنا أحب أشكر اللي بدأوا في المنتدى جميعا، لأنه المجموعة اللي معايا أو بالأحرى أنا وسامي بحراوي هذه ثاني سنة لنا. نبدأ بالدكتور فهد عقران رئيس تحرير المدينة. ثاني شو اسمه اللي جنبه؟ اسأله.
الميكروفون شغال؟ اي شغال. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اولا نشكركم الشيخ صالح على اعطاء الفرصه للاعلاميين ان يكونوا متواجدين وان يبدوا برايهم في هذا المنتدى. وعرفا الصحفي يسال والاعلامي يسال وما يسال، لكن اعتقد قلبوا الايه اليوم من الشيخ صالح انه يبغى يطلب من الاعلاميين ان يكونوا في الواجهه. في الواقع انا عندي كم نقطه بس على المنتدى سريعه. بس برجع لشهر قبل بداية المنتدى، وكان في واقع الأمر هناك تخوف، وكان في علامة استفهام كبيرة من نخب كثيرة في المجتمع بأنه هذا المنتدى قد لا ينجح وقد لا يكون بمستوى الآمال والطموحات. وكان هناك آخرين يقولوا أنه هذه أحد الأساليب بيستخدموها العاملين والواقفين على أو المشرفين على المنتدى